beautifuls! Hope all is well. Today I'm coming to you guys to do my wash and go video. So this hair is a day old kind of bootleg braid out. I had only done 2 braids on each side, so that's why it kind of looks cray cray and doesn't really have the best curl pattern, but just wanted to do it or film this for you guys kind of from start to finish. So if this was my old hair, however I had styled it, whether it was a braid out or a wash and go, however, how I would go from that to doing the new wash and go, cleansing and doing the new wash and go. So what I'm going to do first is, and as I hope I mentioned in my, I think I did in my straight hair routine, I always wash my hair with a part down the center and down all of my hair. So what I'm going to do is detangle and create that right now. So I have kind of the Pippi Longstocking 2 sides. So for the moment I'm just going to twist this hair over here and get it out of my way with a banana clip, so I can work one side at a time. Okay, so we're going to work with this side first. So I have my spray bottle. Got this at Target. In their travel section where they have the little travel size containers of things is where they normally against the wall in bins have spray bottle pumps. So this was about, I think it was $1. So inside of that spray bottle, I'm going to add water. Excuse me while I just add the water. Okay, so about that much water into the spray bottle. And then I'm also going to add my cold press extra virgin olive oil. It's organic and it's also cold pressed. So that ensures that you're going to get the best nutrient value that you can out of the olive oil. And I think I also got this at Target. It also has the USDA organic seal. So over the top of that water that we put in the spray bottle, I'm going to add some of my olive oil. Okay. And of course, oil and water don't mix, so each time I spray it, I'm just going to shake it up to try to get the best of both. So screw my top back on there and shake it enough so that it becomes kind of a filmy yellow. And that is just because the olive oil can help to provide a little bit more slip as you're detangling, and is already kind of helping you to get your deep conditioning ready as you detangle. So I'm going to spray each little section of this with the mixture we just made with olive oil and water, and also using the Kinky Curly Not Today detangler. Love it. Love this product. Love, 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 love. And also that water and olive oil will help me to use less of this product because I go through these like once a week. It's really scary and sad. So it kind of helps me to use less and distribute this a little bit better. Then I'm also going to use my wide tooth comb. So I'm going to take my first section in the back, and this section, even though I did a braid out and it's not even probably as curly as just a regular wash and go would be, this section back here still gets really dry and can be really matted. Like sometimes this can get really difficult to detangle. So what I'm going to do is first shake up that mixture we had and spray that, especially focusing on that root area, getting that nice and wet and get it to soften up. And then with your fingers, just gently kind of pull down. All the way. So after we have that wet, I'm going to take some of the Kinky Curly Not Today in my hand. And then also smooth that starting at the root down. And this is just the way that I've learned to do it, kind of hard way over the years, due to if I try to just hop in the shower and immediately shampoo or condition my hair, it's a mess. I get really overwhelmed, I get really frustrated, I will pull out clumps of hair, like it'll just get really tangled and matted, and it just never works for me. And it just doesn't work, and I get really frustrated, and I normally end up pulling clumps of hair out. So the best way for me always, before I'm going to wash or cleanse, or I want to restyle my hair, is to do this method and go through each area by each area and detangle this way. So this is definitely what I recommend. So starting at the end of the hair, very gently, you just want to go through very gently, bit by bit. And sectioning like this allows you a lot more control than just being in the shower. And I'm telling you, that olive oil water mixture and this Kinky Curly Knot today works wonders, because just that section, I'm making it look easy than what it is, because if I had jumped in the shower and tried to do that, this would be matted. I know my hair, and I know that's what it would have done. So that back section, that kitchen area, is detangled. So we're going to work through each of these sections. And I can already feel as I'm doing this, my hair is dry, and I'm not pleased with that. I don't know if you can tell or if it looks that way, but I don't like when my hair feels dry to the touch. It isn't moist, so I'm a little displeased with that. But I also know that can be the perfect way to get tangled. When your hair is dry, it just becomes brittle and very easy to break. So that's why we're getting it re-moisturized and detangled. And also, while I'm doing this, I will mention, I think some people maybe commented on my videos, and I'm going to show you in this one how I make a pre-poo treatment. And they said, I don't really get the purpose of pre-poos. What's the point of putting all these deep conditioning oils or things in your hair if you're just going to wash it out with the shampoo? And I get that, but sometimes I find when my hair is in its curly state, it's actually still really dry. And even though today I'm going to use the Tea Tree Tingle shampoo, which is it's a no laurel, no laureth sulfates in it, so it's not as drying and stripping. If your hair is dry and then you put shampoo on it, it's going to dry it out even more. And then you're going to try to compensate for that by putting the conditioner in. But if it was dry to begin with, it's just not a good look. So I do the pre-poo deep conditioning treatments first, because it allows my hair to just be really moisturized and nourished. And then the shampoo allows it to not really get too greasy or overwhelming, but kind of wash that out and start over with moisturized hair. So that's why I do deep conditioning pre-poo treatments. I know some people are like, I don't get it, what's the point? But it works for me. Okay, so once again, I'm getting caught on a snag there, so I'm just going to try to be gentle and work that out. Okay, great. No. Okay. Ooh, Lord. So my hair will get those knots, boy. And I'll also mention, for those of you that are growing out their relaxer, or growing out color, or growing out anything that makes the textures in your hair different, two different textures, this is also a great tip, great thing to do before you shampoo, because my hair is like that. Up until this point, it's pretty much one texture, and then where I have my color, my old color, or maybe just from continual heat, the texture has changed. I get a lot of tangles in that area, the area where that kind of more original texture is and where that meets the new texture. That point gets a lot of breakage, and it can be very you just have to be really tender and careful. Just like if you're growing out your relaxer and you have or you have new growth, all of this, and then this is relaxed, be very tender and gentle in that area, because it can just cause a lot of breakage in that meeting point. Also, if you're taking out a sew-in weave and this is all your new growth that you got from the braids and this rest of this hair was in braids, be very careful at that point. Be sure you use a lot of olive oil or a moisturizing oil and whatever detangler you choose so that you can smooth that out. Just get that hair moisturized and smooth and soft and work through it nice and slowly, because at that point it's very prone to breakage, very prone to getting a tangled, matted mess. Just wanted to include that because I've been the victim of that many a time. If you have a friend, if you're taking out your sew-in, I always recommend, if you have a good friend or sibling, or if you can afford to have it done at a nice salon or by a stylist that you trust, I would recommend it, because you want to be able to maintain and hold on to that new growth and not have breakage, because it can set you back rather than move you forward if you end up with a knotted, matted mess. So once again, just wetting that down. And then applying our knot today. Goodness, could there be any more excitement outside? We got ambulances, Whew. Okay. So once again, starting gently at the end, working through that hair, and you always try to want to baby your ends as much as possible, because that hair has been with you the longest. And it's also rather delicate. And then, like I said, that area in through there, just being gentle. And then also your new growth, your roots, which may be the thickest hair, making sure that you're... I'm sorry for the background noise. I'm really sorry. Whew. That's what happens when you live in the city. Okay, so work that through as well. And I just want to show you so far in the comb how much shedding I have. Barely any hair. A few strands there have come out. But I'm telling you, ladies, if I tried to just hop in the shower and do this, I would have a lot more hair coming out. A lot. I guarantee. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more sections. This and this one. Video. And take your time. Give yourself enough time and, you know, room and space to take your time doing this, where you don't have to rush, because that's normally a lot of times where I messed up. I was rushing to get to work, or I just didn't have time, or I needed to do something, and I ended up with a lot of hair coming out, a lot of hair breaking off, because I just didn't have the time to really be careful and gentle. So and if you have a conditioner that you like a lot that gives you really good slip, your hair gets really and by slip I mean it kind of wets your hair, makes it slippery so that the comb can glide through it, then you can use that as well. You don't have to use any of the things that I'm saying. If you love coconut oil, your hair really responds to coconut oil, you could use that in your water bottle. I just think olive oil is kind of goopy, a little bit more goopier than coconut oil, which, as we know, like, if it's just sitting, it almost creates a hardened, not a hardened, but a more solid state, whereas olive oil is nice and goopy and thick and creates a little bit more slip. So that's what I recommend. And it's pretty affordable. You can get... What is going on in the neighborhood? I'm sorry, viewers. Okay, so we're going to wet this last section in the front down. And apply our kinky curly. And that's how much I'm putting on about every section. As the world outside my window falls apart. Sad times. Okay, so detangle that part. And see, sometimes I get a little pushback from the hair, or I feel knots and tangles. And you can also, the technique is tried and true. You know, your grandmother did it. You know, hold on to the hair tightly and just work through each piece like that and move up the hair shaft. You know, just hold on tightly and work through each section like that. That's also a great method as well if your hair is a little bit more coarse or you have a tighter curl pattern. The key is just taking your time, being patient, making sure the hair is soft and moisturized, not dry. You do not want to try to rake a comb through dry, brittle, non-moisturized hair whatsoever. So that's why I say, like, find products that are affordable or that you have access to, where you don't feel guilty about, you know, using a lot of them. Okay, so that side is pretty much detangled then. I'll show you how much hair came out. Let's take it out so you can see. So that much hair came out of that side. And I'm telling you, if I didn't do this process, it would probably be like 10 times at least as much. So I'm pleased with that. So I'm just going to take that hair that's detangled, and I'm going to twist it up, and I'm going to go through and do the other side using that same exact method. Then I'll be back to show you guys, with both sides detangled, how I'm going to create my pre-poo before the wash process.